Joining me today on Living Local Carolina is Jerrica Smalls. She is a fantastic graphic designer and tattoo artist. How are you?
I'm well today, thank you.
Good, I'm so happy to speak with you. This is exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so let's just kind of get a background on how you fell in love with art, being an artist.
Okay, so it started well before my college years. I did graduate for arts, for graphic design.
Okay.
2 degrees in that, but it started in 4th grade when I was 9, 10 years old, and I started experimenting with different arts and drawing. That's when I fell in love with it. So, yeah.
Let's back up to 2 degrees in graphic design.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So graphic design, just really before going into it, I did love art, you know what I'm saying? So that's what drew me into it. And I didn't know what field to go into in college to do arts and still love what I do. So I chose graphics. It was similar to, you know, art. So it allowed me and groomed me to like learn techniques and learn how to experiment with different apps and just learning how to branch out as far as just drawing. Because I started off with drawing and then I learned how to do so much more with, you know, graphic design.
So the first degree was in graphics and the second
They're
one?
both, one was associates, one was a bachelor's.
Oh, okay,
so, yeah.
I got you. So
Yeah.
you just heavily pursued it.
Yeah,
That's
definitely,
so
yeah.
good. That's so good. You stayed the course.
Yeah.
All right, so I know that, you know, most tattoo artists are men. You know, so this is a male-dominated role. And
Yes.
I just want to hear your thoughts. Like, how has that been for you? Do you kind of, some customers, are they kind of like skeptical? Like, what has your experience been?
And so starting out, it was rocky because, you know, I'm trying to get my feet wet, trying to test it out. And I've reached out to other male local artists, people that I consider to be like, you know, friends in the same field, but those men, and they weren't so open to giving as much as advice as I thought that they would be. So with that being said, I had clients that were like doing someone and then they would say, you know, they'd be on the phone with someone and they'd say, oh, you know, you're being tattooed by a woman. And I was just like, oh no, I can't do that. And I'm hearing the whole conversation. I'm just like, oh wow, but wait till they see my work. Wait till they see what I have to offer. So yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's something. That's great that you are actually still like staying the course and pursuing, you know, your passion for art. Are there any other ways that you kind of intertwine being an artist, like in other facets other than just being a tattoo artist?
Yes, absolutely. So I love doing, in college, I learned how to do like mixed and multimedia. So that branched me off to doing like more painting and more things that I had to deal with other like acrylics or like a resin or things to like create versus staying flat on paper. So that pushed me to deal with clay or like, you know, more metal objects. So now I try to reconstruct things. I rebuild furniture. I reconstruct, you know, I do walls and murals. I do, I play with resin a lot. Resin is interesting to me. And you can go so far with resin as far as creating different things. So
I've been learning that, by the way.
My biggest thing outside of tattoo work is painting. So yeah. And I want to do larger canvases. So, yeah.
Right. Wow. Well, this is so great. I feel so inspired. I'm a designer too, so I love now graphics. I'm not going to be able to do
That's all right. Yeah.
but graphics and things. So I absolutely love just this freedom to create.
Absolutely.
I guess, what would you say is your biggest inspiration as an artist?
Well, my biggest inspiration to keep me afloat and that drives me is my son. I do have a 5-year-old son. But with that being said, I'm trying to just show him that there are other ways to, you know, put yourself out there and be creative. So even though we are, with me, I couldn't find my way in a corporate world. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't for me. So even though I did the college thing and pushed graphics, I knew that wasn't my section. So here I am. It's like I want to inspire others that even though college might have not worked out, you might have thought you had a different direction, you have to branch out and figure out what creative, you know, journey you can go on to see if you can branch out and be greater.
This is great. This is inspiring. Thank you so much, Jerrica. I hope that our viewers are taking notes and encouraged to pursue their passion.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.